Yeah, right, guys. Hope you're all okay out there. Nice easy one this. Marrow and ginger jam. And that's the ingredients. Only 5 things. Marrow, ginger, lemons, sugar and pectin. I normally use liquid pectin, but I'm trying the powdered one this time. I actually used 2 packets because I read the packet and it says 1 packet per kilogram and there's 2 kilograms of sugar. As usual, all the ingredients are in the description below. Let's get cooking. Okay, first off, I'm just covering a bowl with a muslin cloth because we're going to make up a little bag. All the waste, if you like, from the lemons is going to go into the bag and that's going to get cooked alongside the marrow and the ginger. So pare the lemons. Now paring is peeling, really. It's not grating. Grating is a bit too fine for this jam. And here's me, I'm just pressing too hard. I got the hang of it eventually. So I suppose there's 3 ways to do a peel. You could zest it, which is very fine, grate it, which is what, 3mm thick, and pare it. But the paring is just that little bit too big and the grating is too small. So I'm just chopping it a bit and then put it to one side for later. Next up, chop up the lemons and juice them. I tell you what, this is one way to find any little cuts on your fingers. Oh God, did it sting? This is what the muslin bag's for, look. So we're saving all the bits and pieces and then straining the lemon juice. Even the little pips go in, look. Now, the clever ones amongst you are going to say, why didn't you just pour the juice into the bag and the pips would stay behind in the bag? Yeah, live and learn. Oh dear. Okay then, that's those bits all in. Tie up your bag, cooking string, and set it to one side. And next up, peel the ginger. Use a spoon. The only way to do it, really. A couple of the pieces of ginger were a little bit ropey. I had to cut the ends off and I ended up needing a little bit of lazy ginger. You'll see the tube later in the video. And then we grate the ginger. And when you finish grating, don't forget to clean the underside of the grater because there's loads of ginger stuck to it. Right, now the task of chopping up the marrow. This is one of my large marrows. I'd say giant, but it's not giant. What was it, 13 kilograms, I think. Some people say they don't taste as good as the baby marrows, but believe me, they do. Took a while, but we got there in the end. Okay then, bring in the induction hob. So here we are then, we're warming it up now. In with 3 or 4 tablespoons of the lemon juice and a good glug of water. And what we're trying to do is just sweat it down a little bit, make the marrow translucent. While the marrow's sweating down, get your sugar into a bowl and just stir in the 2 packets of pectin. Don't say that in a hurry. 2 packets of pectin. And just give it a stir in, give it a whisk in. This is what I mean by sweating down and looking a bit translucent. It's not cooked, but the edges are going. That's ready for the lemon juice and the peel now. And in with the muslin bag. And not forgetting the ginger. In with the sugar and pectin mix. Keep stirring while the sugar dissolves. It only takes 3 or 4 minutes. Be careful, guys. Melted sugar is very hot, 103, 104 degrees Celsius for jam. Not so much at this point of the cooking, but later on when the jam has formed, that sugar will stick to you and it will hurt. Once the sugar dissolved, crank the heat up and the marrow will carry on cooking. The water boils off pretty quick at this stage, and it's time to test the set of the jam. Normally I'd use a jam thermometer, but I lost mine. I got that little electric one at the side there, but that wasn't very reliable. To do the set test, put a small plate in the fridge, dribble some jam on the plate, put it back in the fridge for a couple of minutes. If the jam's ready, when you pull your finger over the top of the jam, you'll see a skin. When you're doing the test, make sure you've turned off the pot, otherwise the jam can overcook. Well, that looks about ready. Much easier with a jam thermometer. Get the bag out, let it drain for a bit, and we're ready to start jarring up. Right, let it cool down a little bit. Get your jars out the oven. Don't put hot jam into cold jars, they need to be hot. And that was hot. Yeah, even the funnel's hot. If you are making this jam, or any jam, to go into a village show, for example, what you do just before you jar it up is drop a knob of butter into the mix. And this helps the scum come to the surface. You can spoon the scum off, and then you don't put the scum in the jars. I don't usually bother. I find it just as easy to take the scum out of the jar, but there you are. Like I said, guys, be very careful at this stage. Jam is sticky. Sticky stuff sticks to your skin, and this jam is very, very hot. In fact, it's hotter than boiling water. Yeah, be careful. Six jars in the end. Well impressed. And what I do, I use a spoon to top the jars off with a bit of the liquid. No lumps, just the liquid. Wipe the tops of the jars with a damp tissue. They're still hot, those jars. And get the lids on. And what I do, I wait till the following day to label them, because the hot jar affects the glue on the label and it comes off. Just making sure there's no air pockets in the jam there. There we are. God, they're hot. Well, here we are then. 6 jars of marrow and ginger jam. Very nice, very tasty, almost pineapple-y. Please be careful handling the jam. I keep on about it because my mum, bless her, when she was a little girl, her mum was making toffee on the stove. Mum stuck her finger in and the top joints of her finger fused together. Here we are, the following day, and 1 jar has been given away already. Take care, guys.